Welcome to Discover La Jolla, where we showcase this coastal community, the jewel of San Diego, boasting boutique businesses and vibrant upscale neighborhoods. I'm your host, Valley, here with my co-host, Jim McInerney.
Hey, Valley. Good morning.
Good morning to you, too. You have been up for quite a while. You just landed.
Yeah.
You just landed stateside.
Yes.
Right? You came
Yep.
from Hawaii. How was that?
It was great. We were over there with my daughter and my son for about 5 days on the Big Island.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a fantastic experience. We got a lot of things done over there and also had some fun.
Yeah.
Hawaii's the Big Island's, very unique because most of it is preserve.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot of land left. So it's very similar to La Jolla, California,
Yeah.
with that tropical, great weather on the coast, high-end properties, but there's a scarcity.
Yeah.
Just like La Jolla, there's no
Exactly.
more land.
Right.
So it was interesting to sort of see that comparison while I was over there.
It's safe to say if we are looking for you, we can find you on the coast.
Yes.
We can find you
yeah.
in the shores of somewhere.
I want to stay within a few miles
You're out
of the
there
Pacific.
like a little jellyfish
Yeah.
floating around out in the ocean, to find Jim.
Yep.
But you've served San Diego well in La Jolla, and being in Hawaii, I love how close we are to just get on that quick.
I
Is
know.
it 4-hour flight?
It's about 5
Yeah.
one way and about 5.5 the other way.
Yeah, and it's amazing how in San Diego we have that easy access to get
It's
there.
true. I mean, when you think about San Diego, we have access to the desert,
Mm-hmm.
we have access to the mountains, and then we have access to the islands.
Do you notice a difference in the Hawaii market in real estate than San Diego?
Somewhat. It's. I obviously don't have a full handle on the market, but I was definitely studying the magazines and
Yeah.
looking through and on my phone. There are realtors that are doing very well, that have branded themselves very well as the local expert for certain niches of the island,
Oh, okay,
which is totally similar to what we have in La Jolla
that's right.
and San Diego and Del Mar and Coronado.
Well, Jim, you have a connection with one of the coolest events to come to
Oh, I know.
La Jolla,
Yep.
in San Diego in general, probably nationwide.
Yep.
But they're right here in La Jolla, and
Yep.
it's a guest you brought today. So who'd you bring?
Mike Dorvillier, he runs the Concours d'Elegance in La Jolla, and it is just an amazing event that lasts several days, and he's right outside. We should bring him in.
I've been looking forward to meeting him,
Yeah.
so let's bring him in.
All right, I'll go get him.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So, Jim, you guys know each other through the social atmosphere in La Jolla or in other ways?
Yeah, we've known each other through mutual friends. We've known each other through the Concours. We've
Yep.
known each other just passing each other on the street and seeing each other in the village. So it's been a
Yep.
while.
Okay, tell us about the Concours, your position there, the title, what it is that you do there in your role.
I'm the co-chairman of the La Jolla Concours. Robert Kerner is my co-chair. He lives in Phoenix, and
Okay.
he's really responsible for the car selection and the team that selects the cars and brings them into the event. My role is primarily everything else.
Oh, wow.
I work with our event coordinator very closely in making sure that the dates are selected properly, that all the events that we're doing, they run the events themselves, the social side of it, but my job is just to kind of be there as a resource to oversee, but primarily fundraising, and it takes a lot to put on this event financially.
Yeah, I bet.
So, just going out there and talking to sponsors and building relationships and making sure everybody's happy.
What is this event? I mean, tell our audience, what is a
Yeah,
Concours?
how does this differ from just a car show? What
Right.
makes this
Yeah.
so special?
That's a great question. Car shows are great. They're all over the country. You see them all the time. You often see them on a main street somewhere or in the parking lot at the football stadium.
Sure.
And you come down with your pride and joy that you got from your dad, who got from his grandpa, and you've put fancy rims and wheels on it and done some work on the car, and you're proud of it, and that's awesome. The difference between that and a Concours is the caliber of cars that you see on the Concours field, that you'll see on our field on April 21st, are all about originality and authenticity. So when you have a 1920s Rolls Royce that was owned by the Maharaja, that was custom made for that Maharaja, and there's only one of them on the planet, when our judges come around and judge that car, they open the hood, They'll know immediately whether that wire is supposed to be green or red, or whether that screw is supposed to be a Phillips head or a flat, right?
Wow.
And so the cars have to be original, they have to be authentic. When I say original, most of them are restored, but they're restored to perfection as they rolled off the assembly line. So the big difference between a car show and a concours when it comes to the cars is the caliber of the product that's on the field, what our guests see. But the other big difference is the experience.
Right.
And that's our tagline, is world-class cars, world-class experience. So the cars are easier to get these days because the experience that we have created for the last 12 years in La Jolla, since it's become a concours, is so elevated that people now want to come. Our judges, we have 72, come from all over the world. They're on their own dime. They travel here, they volunteer. The cars come, but now the general public comes and they want to come for the experience of our events that we put on.
And how long have you been involved with it, Mike?
This is our 18th year. It's my 12th year, I believe.
So walk us through a little bit of the experience, because it's not just the big Sunday. You have events leading up to that Sunday.
Right.
Can you touch on those a little?
Yeah, when I was asked if I would help with the concours, I said yes, I would, but we're going to convert what was then a car show into a proper concours. And we knew we had some work to do with our judging and our cars. We solved that pretty quick. But then we had the second phase is, how do I get, you're a car guy, you love going to car shows, and you go to car shows every other weekend. And how's it going to go over when you say to your wife on Saturday night, hey, honey, let's go to this event in La Jolla? It's just going to be not another car show.
Right.
So how do we get the family to want to come, the non-car loving want to participate? You do that through the experience. And it's not just a family. It's just we have people that come to our event now that have known nothing about cars.
They're just there for the vibe.
They're just there for the experience and the vibe. It's I kind of liken it to home opening day at the races, right?
Right.
Opening day at the races where
Everybody's
everybody
getting
dresses
dressed up
and they come down, and we have a 45-minute flyby. We have 22 to 24 historic airplanes, and
that is amazing.
it's amazing, right over the coat right there. It's incredible.
So there's just that type of experience that we do to make it fun.
There's a big Friday night party, right?
Yes, and every year people leave that party and they say, geez, it's how are they going to beat that? And we do every year. We don't do the typical gala. Somebody called it a gala today. I was on a phone call with one of the car owners, and I said, if you want a gala, go to the Hyatt. And nothing wrong with the Hyatt, but you can sit at a 10-top table and have a rubber chicken. We're not going to do that to you. We're having this event. We're having this party on the park with 1,000+ people.
Well, that's the thing. There's incredible views beyond just the cars themselves, the views of the location.
Yeah. And they're bringing in some of the best bars, the restaurants the chefs.
Yeah, we have 20 restaurants for Friday night.
Wow.
And all the bars, live auction, silent auction, all kinds of live entertainment.
This is like a grand festival, a concours, adding the car element. Do people fly in internationally to come to this?
Yeah, we have 7 judges that come from overseas. Again, all on their own dime, just to judge the cars for us. Our chief judge is from Canada, so it's people come from all over the world.
If I'm interested as an attendee, what can I from basic to the top VIP ticket or pass? What should I expect to experience?
Well, first of all, if you're walking in from Prospect Street on La Jolla, you'll walk down the hill towards the park. There's almost 100 cars parked out on the street that are free and open to the public. Okay. That's our nod to the car show part of a concours, right? So those are car show cars. Those are people that love their cars, are passionate, but it's also free to the public, number one. Cool. Number two, it actually links that park, which is at the bottom of that big hill, to Prospect Street, to the village, right? So it kind of links the two. When you walk onto the park, you have a general admission ticket. That's kind of your most basic ticket. You get in, you can enjoy the cars. There's bars where you can buy drinks. There's food you can buy there. We have VIP tickets. We have an amazing VIP area with, I think, 18 or 19 restaurants in it, an open bar, lounge seating, and you're right in front of some of the most amazing cars and the stage where the entertainment is going on all day.
Entertainment too. Okay.
Yeah, so there's all of that for the VIP, and then we have hospitality suites, where it's kind of VIP experience, but your own suite, right? And it's you have a suite. It's catered by Giuseppe. in La Jolla. It's a great caterer.
Yes, he is.
And you have your own bar and your own lounge seating. So there's some
Right on
stuff
the
in
ocean.
between, but that's pretty much
And that
the
can
key.
fit a size of how many people, you think?
The the hospitality suites are 46 tickets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we have one of those left right now that we have to sell. So, but they sell out pretty much every year.
So what car is being showcased this year? I know every year you showcase a different model of car, type of car.
Yeah, so we it's called a mark, right?
The
So
mark.
every year we have a celebrated mark, if you will. 2 years ago it was Bugatti. Last year it was Duesenberg. Prior to that, we've done Bentley and Rolls-Royce. So we've done all of the big, classic, beautiful, artistic cars. So this year we had a challenge. Well, what are we going to do without repeating? So who do we repeat? We decided to repeat them all. So this year we're doing cars of the 20s and 30s.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
So you'll have Duesenbergs, Bugattis, Mercedes-Benzes, you know, all of these big, fabulous, old, lot of chrome and hood ornaments and just beautiful cars.
How many cars do you think will be down there, Mike, or exactly how many cars will be down there?
Exactly,
Yeah.
there'll be 112.
Got it. And so that's all sold out, done. Right now you're pushing ticket sales.
Correct.
You want more awareness. You want more ticket sales and more people attending the event.
Exactly, that's our push now.
Where's the best place for the public to go to secure those VIP or just general admittance tickets?
LaJollaConcours.com.
There it is.
You go to
LaJollaConcours.com.
LaJollaConcours.com.
Yep, we'll put it up right here.
Can they buy a Friday ticket or just a Saturday ticket, or they have to buy the whole
No,
all 3
we
days?
do have thank you, we do have a VIP package.
Okay.
Where if you buy that VIP package, you're buying 2 tickets to Friday night, you're buying 2 tickets to Sunday VIP tickets. And that package is pretty heavily discounted. It's quite a value if you look at the individual cost to buy that package. There's also something on Saturday night, which has turned out to be an amazing event, and that's Porsches on Prospect. Porsches on Prospect, we have 80 Porsches parked along Prospect Street in the front patio at La Valencia Hotel, which is one of our sponsors. We're going to have a chairman's reception, just a happy hour for a couple hours. Directly across the street at Pacific Sotheby's International Realty, we're going to have the Porsche owners, and they'll have their own party, and they'll host all the Porsche owners. So and all the galleries are open and jewelry stores, and so it's basically turning Prospect Street into a party.
Yeah.
Anybody can go down there and enjoy that.
And hang out and
You
watch
know,
it.
and the
see
gallery,
it.
you walk around and see the cars. You know, we're purposefully doing our events and the Sotheby's event to end early because we want all of our guests to go into the village, go shopping, go to dinner at some of the
Right.
restaurants in the village. We're trying to promote, you know,
The
giving
village.
back to
Right.
the
And
village.
that interaction.
And that
Yeah.
isn't that part of what this event does? Is it gives back to
It's
La
all
Jolla?
about. Yeah, we sold 8,000 hotel room nights last year, and the TMD monitors all of that, and they've been big supporters of ours. So we're bringing so many people in that are staying in the hotels, eating at the restaurants, shopping at the stores, right? And that's the beauty of our venue, right?
Right.
The park's right there,
There,
the village is
Prospect's
right here,
there.
right?
La
So-
Valencia's right there. It
yeah,
really
so
is.
when you come into town, you're there for all of our events. They're all right there.
That's
So-
awesome.
I
Mike.
think
pretty
what
cool.
we missed so far is when is it? What dates?
April 19, 20, and 21. So
Perfect.
the 19th is the Friday kickoff party. The 20th is our tour in the morning, which we still have some availability for. Saturday night, the 20th, is the Porsches on Prospect. And then on Sunday, the 21st, is the big event on the field.
Talk to me about the tour, Mike.
The tour is roughly about 100 cars
Okay.
that meet at a private collection. It's not open to the public. It's quite large, quite impressive in San Diego. And we go on a tour. We drive around. We will drive through the Cars and Coffee on Saturday morning in Rancho Santa Fe, which last year they just had hundreds of people come out to watch the cars drive through.
wow.
We go to a location where we do a seminar. It's all the cars parked, they get out, there's some coffee there, and we do a seminar on buying cars at auction and insurance collecting. It's stuff that car people like to hear about. And then from there, we tour around a little more. We go through La Jolla Shores where they have all those restaurants,
Yep.
and the road is closed. They're
Avenue
opening
de
the
la
road
Playa,
for us.
yep.
We're doing a little parade through there, so all those restaurants are kind of marketing to the
Oh, that's great.
customers, right? And then we have lunch on the beach at the La Jolla Beach,
Beach
and
and
Tennis
Oh
Tennis
Club.
Club.
wow.
And while we're having
park all around the
we
golf
park
course
around
right
the
there.
golf course.
Oh, that's awesome.
And while we're having lunch, I always joke with our air crew. I say, why don't you guys go out there and practice? So they always do. So they practice for Sunday little air show with 5 or 6
Oh, they
planes.
do?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right
great.
over our lunch.
That's
Yeah,
great.
So, yeah, so it's just fun. It's a really fun weekend. And then
It
of course,
seems like the people wouldn't want it to end. Like, when do they know to go home? You just stay out there till morning hours,
yeah, I
rocking
don't.
and rolling.
I start not sleeping tomorrow, so I ask that same question on Sunday. When are you people going to go home? Just kidding. But
Have you
No.
had a favorite year or a favorite event looking back, or one that stood out more than others?
not really, because they all get better. You know,
Got it.
every year our car quality has improved.
Okay.
Right, the rarity, the quality, the value of the cars has improved every year. Every year, are the folks that are coming, the guests that are coming to the event. When I say quality, I mean folks are showing up, dressed up, and there to have an experience.
Taking more
and a
pride
fun
in the
time.
entire event.
Just in the whole experience for the weekend. So it's hard to pinpoint any one
Okay.
experience other than this one year we had our Friday night party. We had steampunk as our theme, and this just odd character got up on the stage and started grabbed the microphone, and he was dressed in steampunk attire. And who was that? I think that was
He
you.
looked like my twin brother. That's all I
Was it you?
remember.
It was
I
this
did
one.
get up on stage.
Oh my
and I
goodness,
did
I'm not surprised.
grab the mic, and I think I did some dancing, and I think I fired up the crowd.
I think he won the best costume award.
I did go
too.
full out. I love going full out for the costume, for the
I
experience.
believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
So it's a jungle theme this year.
Yeah.
Please do not
I
call
will.
Tarzan.
Don't give him any
Please.
ideas.
No Tarzan.
Got it. Oh,
Well, what a exciting experience! I'm like pulled in now. I really want to just even attend, bring my family, like you
Yeah.
said. What a amazing event for not just La Jolla but San Diego as a whole. I mean, it's somewhat of a international event. I assume.
what are the hours on Sunday again?
9 to 4.
Perfect.
The gates open at 9. Cars start loading in at 6 a.m. We get the field all loaded in. Gates open at 9. Air shows at about 10:30. The VIP area opens, I believe, at around 10:30 or 11. And then award ceremony starts at 2.
Okay.
And it goes from 2 to 4 is our award ceremony.
What an amazing amount of coordination from the Saturday night party to getting that switched over to the Sunday morning, and the cars in there, and the
Yeah, it's just it's constant. We
Yep.
start loading in on Wednesday, the Wednesday before. We
Got
start
it.
setting up the field and preparing for everything. And it's just, it's, I wish I had a time-lapse camera up on the roof of one of the buildings, because it'd be
Next year.
fun to just
Oh,
kind of watch.
good idea.
Let's do it
all
next year.
Yeah, just
That's a
watch
great
all
idea.
the craziness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, and I'm sure
Yeah.
your impact and the little things that you notice, even the cars lining up on your way to getting to the event, those little things they matter, and just your impact and how you've really changed this into an experience for everybody.
It all matters,
Yeah.
you know. It's just there's so many little things that you don't know unless you do it, right? You can't have these $8, $9, $10 million Duesenbergs and Bugattis sitting there waiting to load in,
Right.
because they'll overheat and the block will crack. I mean, it's that quick that you could have a problem with a car. So your load-in process has to be smooth. Those cars have to be moving.
So besides
you know?
the 72 judges, there's got to be a whole separate workforce basically supporting your efforts.
We have a load-in team in the morning,
Okay.
and that's all they do. There's 20, 25 gentlemen and a couple gals that are part of that team. And yeah, there's, when those cars come in and they get their goodie bag and they get their placard for their dashboard, it's got a number on it. Each stall on the field has a number that I spray paint on the field the day before. And that car needs to park in that stall.
spot.
It's 6 in the morning, it's dark, there's no lights in the park. So our load-in team with their flashlights have to see that car number 72 come. They have to go get it parked in 72, and it has to be parked perfectly,
Correctly.
or they hear
So
from
the
me.
doors open and people can
Well,
walk
no,
around.
there's plenty of room because of that. With me, my pet peeve is when I stand there and look down the grills of all these
straight.
Rolls
You want
Royces
them
and
lined up,
Bugattis, I
people.
want every chrome mascot to be lined up
Perfect.
perfectly, right?
Right.
And it makes a great photo op. It looks elegant. It looks great. So all those little details are things that people just don't realize
Right,
what it
how
takes to
important they are.
do that.
So, Mike, one of the major partners that you're helping is the La Jolla Historical Society.
Correct.
And so some of these proceeds go to the La Jolla Historical Society?
All of the proceeds.
All
go
of
to
it
the
go
La Jolla
there.
Historical
Wow.
Society. Yeah, this is their primary fundraiser every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long has that been happening?
That has been happening. It started 2 years, a year before I came on board, so I would say 13 years, 14 years. Because remember, the first 4 or 5 years, it was the La Jolla Motor Kart Classic. That was the name of the car
got it.
show that happened in the park, and that was not the Historical Society. That was another group.
How did that even come about?
Well, somebody from that group knew the then acting executive director
Of the
of the Historical Society. That group was giving up the show. They weren't going to do it anymore. So they offered it to my friend Tripp, who was the then acting executive director. And he said, sure, because that's what Tripp says about everything.
Yeah.
And the next year, Tripp called me and said, something that we don't know what we're doing, right? And I always joke, Tripp doesn't know a Ford from a Bugatti. Right, and he doesn't. It's not his gig. He's an architect, Tripp
Right.
Bennett.
Yeah, Tripp Bennett, sure.
So great guy, and he said, "Can you come in and help?" And that's how I got involved. Right.
I see.
So now the Historical Society is involved because now the Historical Society owns the event,
What a great thing.
and they're the ones that basically stood behind me to help convert this from a car show to a concours.
Got it.
And that took a lot of work.
I'm
to
so
do.
happy to hear that because, that really is one of my favorite organizations in the village. I go in there a lot of times for real estate. If I'm researching an older home or trying to find an old aerial photo of what that neighborhood looked like for whatever reason, they're always so helpful and loving, and they really do and have documented the history of La Jolla, which I still find fascinating. I love the old photos. I love the old stories.
And I love seeing the old photos with the old cars in them, right?
Yeah.
In front of Meanly's, the old Fords.
much
Right.
and
Going down
and all of
Prospect in
that,
1930.
So I think about that on Wednesday, the Wednesday before the show, when all these trailers start to show up and unloading all these old cars.
That's so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Real quick,
Yeah.
are you a car guy?
I love cars. I rebuilt a couple 65 Mustangs with my dad and have been restoring a 1962 Oldsmobile Starfire.
Oh,
But
wow.
that is the extent. So when I
that's
say a car guy, I'm a baby
Baby,
novice.
dabbling.
What was your
That's all
first?
it
What was
takes.
your first classic car where you're like, okay, I got one?
Quality classic car.
Yeah.
As an adult, it was a 1955 Oldsmobile Starfire.
Really?
Convertible with totally different body style than yours. But yeah, that was probably my first real significant 1955 car with 17,000 original miles
Wow.
on it. It
Oh,
was
wow.
like brand new.
Yeah.
I love the Starfire.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mike. That
for
was very
bringing-
informative,
Yeah.
and
You're
it's
welcome.
awesome. We're really looking forward to the event this year.
All
we're
that
gonna
you
bring the
do.
whole
Me
crew
too.
down there, and we're going to certainly showcase it on all of our media platforms
Awesome.
of Discover La Jolla.
Great.
Yep. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
Likewise.
Thank you all so much for watching Discover La Jolla, where we showcase this coastal community, the jewel of San Diego. See you next time.
See ya.